I have spent months testing every single AI, motion graphics, and video automation tool available so that you do not have to waste your time or money doing it yourself. Today, I'm going to walk you through the handful of tools that actually save real time, and specifically how I use Vizard to turn long-form content into a steady stream of shorts. The slick little motion pieces you are seeing on screen right now were not made by some veteran motion designer living in a studio. Instead, they were generated quickly using a few specific AI tools, then I stitched them together with Vizard to ensure consistent social content without any babysitting. Let us start with a quick tour of what the other tools do and exactly where they fall short, because context matters when you are building a pipeline. First up is Hyra, which is incredibly impressive if you are into text-to-motion capabilities and need fast results. You simply go to their site, make an account, hit new project, and paste a prompt to get the system building professional animations from plain text. You can flip aspect ratios with a slider, change durations, and dial the whole thing faster or slower just by using a simple chat prompt. The secret sauce is their template library, which lets other creators share templates you can just load and edit, essentially eliminating heavy prompt engineering. However, Hyra does have some clear limitations, especially if you want a massive volume of iterations. Their prompt-based billing gets annoying quickly because you end up paying for tens of small tweaks every time you adjust a layer. Next, I tested OpenArt, which approaches the problem of video generation from a completely different direction. OpenArt is fantastic for generating image-based start and end frames, then feeding them into a video model to interpolate motion between those 2 points. That is a brilliant workflow for creating procedural, cinematic transitions, and sometimes the system even bakes in sound effects automatically. But it can be fiddly because if you want results tied to real-world objects, the model may occasionally invent shapes that look cool but are not accurate. Also, OpenArt struggles with long, precise text rendering, meaning logos or multi-word captions often come out looking like total gibberish. Then there is Hunin, which launched a prompt-based motion graphic tool focused entirely on pre-built templates. Hunin nailed some visual styles really well, and the result I got after uploading a screenshot looked surprisingly clean and professional. The catch here is that the template library is relatively small, so if your specific brand does not fit one of those styles, you are basically constrained. So where does Vizard fit into this competitive landscape of AI tools? Think of Vizard not just as a motion graphics creator, but as the engine that turns long-form content into consistent, platform-ready micro-content. The other tools are great at making fancy standalone animations, but Vizard's job is different and arguably more important for growth. It finds the best moments in your raw, long videos, cuts them into viral-ready clips, captions them, and posts them on a schedule for you. That gap is massive if you are a creator with hour-long videos and you want daily bite-sized content without hiring a full-time editor. Here is my favorite Vizard workflow, step by step, and exactly how I use it to build a sustainable content pipeline. First, sign up and upload your long video, whether it is a webinar, live stream, course lecture, or podcast episode. Vizard processes it and automatically scans for high engagement moments based on audio energy, keywords, and pacing. Next, hit auto edit and watch as Vizard generates a bunch of short clips that are actually likely to perform on social media. Then you can preview and tweak, accepting clips as is or fine-tuning the in and out points to get that perfect punchline. Now, add your branding and captions like your logo and lower thirds to make it look professional. The real magic is the auto schedule, where you tell Vizard how often to post and which platforms to target, then it handles the rest automatically. Everything shows up in a clean calendar view where you can review scheduled posts, reschedule if needed, or batch edit multiple clips. Why this feels different in practice is that with other tools, you still have to manually hunt for those 15-second cuts that are worth posting. With Vizard, you get curated suggestions and you can simply enhance those clips with motion graphics from other tools like Hyra or OpenArt. This hybrid workflow is the secret to spending minutes polishing high-probability viral moments instead of spending hours searching through raw footage. I uploaded a 45-minute tutorial and Vizard auto-extracted 24 clips, including things like workflow hacks and common mistakes. I accepted half, trimmed a couple, added captions and my brand intro, and scheduled them twice a week. 2 weeks later, I had 8 posted clips driving steady traffic back to the full lesson without any extra work. When comparing these tools, remember that prompt fatigue is real, and Vizard wins by not wasting your credits on repeated trims. OpenArt struggles with text rendering, while Vizard handles accurate captions and allows you to overlay your own brand assets perfectly. Hunin is limited to their specific templates, whereas Vizard is editable, platform-aware, and built for scaling your content output. Here are a few tips I picked up. Use motion graphic tools only for your intros, promo frames, or unique creative overlays. Always check the auto-detected in and out points because of a half-second tweak can be the difference between a May clip and a viral cut. Create a brand template in Vizard, including your logo placement and caption style, because consistency builds recognition over time. If you are a creator who posts a handful of polished motion pieces, Hyra or Hunin are great, but Vizard is for scaling long-form content. The takeaway is simple. If you want slick one-off motion pieces, start with Hyra, but if you want to extract real value from long videos, use Vizard. It is how I turned a few hours of recorded content into weeks of posts with less drama and almost zero manual editing. If you want to replicate my setup, make your graphics in Hyra, upload the long video to Vizard, run auto edit, and let the schedule do the rest. You will spend your time creating actual content, not managing messy spreadsheets and hand editing every single short by yourself. Alright, that is the rundown, and if you want, I can break down a specific example or show you how to build a starter template.